It's Adrian with Ocean Appendants, and today I'm incredibly excited because we're on the fastest super yacht in the world. So strap in and get ready for the ride because we're putting the hammer down. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is hull number 1 of the Bolide 80. She will see the construction of 9 other hulls just like this. And this one, alongside with hull number 2, is for sale with my dear friend and colleague, Adam Sutton. He was kind enough to let us tour this vessel today, so I can't wait to show you all the details. Now, 4 years of painstaking research and development work went into this particular vessel. She's the epitome of speed, technology, and design. Unlike most other fast vessels in this size bracket, Bolide 80 is entirely constructed from carbon fiber. In addition, she has strengthening beams and a multi-stepped hull, giving her more hydrodynamic efficiency at fast speeds. In fact, I've been told if you really open her up, you go at 70 knots, she'll burn right around 15 liters per nautical mile, which is a very, very efficient consumption. But let's start this tour from the beginning. This morning I approached the yacht for the second time, the first time being at the Monaco Yacht Show. And even just looking at her dockside, you see that there's something different about it. She really does look like a yacht from another world. This morning is actually the first time I got to take her out, got to feel the speed. We hit 73 knots. It was quite exhilarating, really. And although I myself am more of the 10-knot displacement cruising kind of guy, I gotta say that this experience has converted me. I love the speed. Let's get back to the transom for a sec. Of course, Bolide is insanely fast, but you also need the yacht to be practical. And so fortunately, Bolide has plenty of storage back here. To port, we have storage for what could be 2 sea bobs or anything of that size. And then to starboard, we have room for a 3.4 meter tender. Now heading back up these stairs, we get to the cockpit and we get to the beating heart of Bolide 80, which is right underneath the sun pad. It can be lifted up. And this is where you have your 3 MAN engines producing a jaw-dropping 6,000 horsepower, hurtling this vessel along at 73 knots. In the case of Bolide, it's not just the sheer power that we have under the hood that drives this vessel to 73 knots in relative comfort. It's also the uncompromising drive of the developer team for technological perfection. So what we have here is a T-drive connected to 3 surface-piercing props. We also have trim tabs that, unlike conventional trim tabs, which hinge on a pivot, these actually curve. And all of this was done to reduce the drag and allow for insanely fast cruising at very, very high efficiency. Adding to this efficiency is the semi-foiling technology that we have on board. Her twin independent rudders actually add additional lift, making her more stable. Now, what this does is it allows Bolide to plane at 12 knots, to cruise at 50 knots, and if you really open her up, she'll do 70 knots and go even faster without breaking a sweat. Having spoken a bit about the technical sides of things, let's close this area back up, just lower down the sun pads. And with that, let's head over into the cockpit. Stepping into the cockpit, before we get into the amenities, I'd like to speak a bit about the aesthetics of this place, because even though we're at anchor, everything about the design just feels like you're going a million miles an hour. I mean, from the curved seating area to the coffee tables, and no, they're not marble, they're actually made from carbon fiber. To further forward, we even have an F1 style steering wheel that can be removed. Everything just screams speed. Another cool feature of this area are actually these glass inserts that we have here, letting in natural light from the top. We've spoken at length about the design, the technology, and the speed of this yacht, but let me assure you, the amenities are here to make guests feel comfortable. Starting with this seating area, which sits 12 guests quite comfortably, to the wet bar to starboard. We have integrated speakers right here, really great surround sound system on board. And then coming forward to the other side, coming around, we have separate access to the engine room. Then moving forward, we get to the Helm Station, and the Helm Station itself feels like something out of a sci-fi movie. I've never quite seen a touchscreen so enormous as on Bolide 80, and I think it goes so well with the speed and the design of the yacht. Just very, very cool. And now let's head down inside. Coming down the owner's entrance, we have a dayhead and a small guest cabin to port, and then we have storage to starboard. And then walking further forward, we get into this main salon that really does surprise you, because looking at the silhouette of the Bolide 80, you really wouldn't expect such a spacious main salon with the incredible headroom that we get here. And the designers have achieved this in part through the use of only one supporting beam running the full width of the vessel. And you might think that an incredibly skilled master craftsman was involved in designing this beautifully undulating shape of that beam, but in fact it was AI. And not only is it a very aesthetically pleasing shape, it's also the strongest possible shape at a very low weight. Looking around the main saloon here, there's a couple things to point out. We have Laura Piana designed interior. I love the futuristic feel to this. It really makes it feel like you're in something very, very special. And the color scheme is pretty cool as well. I love the orange matched with the white and the black. And it does really pay tribute to the yacht's name, Bolide 80, or rather Bolide as the Italians would say, which means fireball. So I think the colors match the name perfectly. Now in terms of the spaces that we have here, we have a seating area with a large TV screen. The seating area can actually be reconfigured as another bed if one wanted to. And then opposite the seating area, we have a couch. Moving forward, we get into this area, which is a so-called vestibule. It can be configured either as an extension of the main saloon, if you close this door right here, or it can be configured as an extension of the master cabin, assuming you would close this door. And just look at the intricate details in here. We have these beautiful leather-clad closets, and one detail I'd like to point out are these leather straps. Now when you're hammering along at 73 knots, even the slightest vibration can cause a clanging that is simply unbearable. So leather is perfect because it's very soft and you're not going to hear anything, or at least it will be reduced to the bare minimum. Now, right through this door right here, we have the master cabin's ensuite. We have a full-length shower. We have a beautiful wash basin, and we have a toilet that is fully made of carbon fiber. Moving even further forward to the foremost section of the yacht, we get to this sizable master cabin. There's room for a double bed. Opposite the bed, we have a sizable TV screen, and right above the bed, we have a hatch that lifts up, letting in some of the sea breeze. Spectacular on balmy summer nights. So moving back out of the master cabin and making our way aft, we head through the main saloon. And while we're walking, I'd like to point out the cool recessed lighting that we have over here and this big glass panel letting in light from the outside. Now moving all the way aft, we get to a further storage area. This is where all your cutlery and all your glasses are stored. Right in front of it, we have a separate sink when you open this up. And then through this door right here to port, we have access to a very sizable galley. It's fully equipped with a dishwasher, a freezer, a fridge, all Electrolux equipment, so top-notch quality. Now before we head back outside to wrap up the interior, I'd just like to say that it's so comfortable. It's not at all what you would expect looking at the sleek silhouette of this beautiful vessel, and it is a testament to the experience of Victory Design. And with that, let's head back upstairs, go have a look at the foredeck. So we'll wrap things up on the foredeck. Over here we have the glass panels that let light into the main saloon. Then forward of that we have oversized sun pads. And these sun pads are a great spot, although not necessarily where you want to be sitting when you're hammering along at 60 knots. Forward of the sun pads, we have another hatch which leads down into the master cabin. And then forward of that is where all your anchoring equipment is. It's neatly hidden away so as not to disturb the clean lines of the vessel. That pretty much wraps it up for today. But before I leave you, let me just say this. If you're a family looking to spend a relaxing weekend out on the water, Bolide 80 is not necessarily the yacht you're looking for. In the same vein, if you're used to fine wine and dining on yachts, perhaps Bolide 80 is not quite the right fit. However, if you're a thrill seeker and if you want to offer your guests a very unique experience, have the coolest yacht in the harbor, you want to feel the speed and feel everything, all the emotions we've been describing today, then Bolide 80 is most certainly the right yacht for you. Now, because there's no substitute to really stepping on board and experiencing all that we've described, if you're interested in purchasing this vessel, please do reach out to us. We've put our contact details in the description down below. And with that, thank you as always, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and stay tuned for more great content to come.